Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another crypto trading video. Today, I'm going to update you with the trade that I did take on silver yesterday, right? You were all here live. I did make around 0.6% profit. It's not too much, but it is a profit and it makes me happy. So I followed my strategy. That's the number one rule you got to do. Never got emotional, did everything as planned, and I did secure a little profit. Now, also, we're going to go through all of the other trading pairs that I did talk to you about yesterday. Bitcoin, Ethereum, the US 500, Ripple, and a lot of other Forex pairs. And at the end of the video, I'm going to explain to you the current Credit Suisse situation in not too much detail, but just so you can know what is happening in the financial world at this time, because Credit Suisse is a large bank in Switzerland. And, you know, since people are comparing it to the Lehman Brothers collapse of 2008, this is something that all of us traders have to know about. So if you enjoyed the video, smash the like and please subscribe down below, but I'm not gonna start off with that anymore. Let's get into the review. So we have silver right here, and let me just expand my chart. Basically, we did have a broken low, and this is what I was looking for on the 2-hour time frame. So for those of you asking the time frames, you can see up here, and you can see that currently the 2-hour time frame is highlighted. On the 2-hour time frame, I saw a big red candle, right, that did create a low. Right now, this low was broken with the next red candle, as you can see right here, and that is when I entered my trade based on the 2-hour time frame. Then when it came to managing the trade, I used a 30-minute because, you know, you got to lower your time frame for management so that you don't have, you know, one of these quick impulses taking you out and entering a loss. So what I did was, as this high was created yesterday, I told you if a candle closes above this zone of resistance, I'm going to close the trade entirely. Now that did not happen, and the candles did find resistance right about here. So I did not close my trade, and instead I moved my trailed stop loss right above this area. So I already reduced my risk. Now what happened after that? Well, the market continued going down, and I just decided to trade above every single 30-minute candle. So my trail was right here at one moment, and at the end my trail stop loss was right about here, and you know, I got stopped out with this next blue candle going up. So I did take around 0.3% profit, or 0.3 risk to reward. But since I do use 2% per trade, which I told you multiple times, that equates to about 0.6% profit in this one area. Good trade, right? If any of you took it, cool. If you didn't take it, you'll take the next one and it's all good. Now, let's move on to like Bitcoin and all of these other pairs. On the 4-hour time frame, as I said, when it comes to Bitcoin, we are looking for a strong break of this zone of resistance. And we're kind of seeing it, but not really, right? We still have a resistance around this area. We have a divergence in the relative strength index, and we have a double top forming. So currently, price is looking more bearish than bullish, so I did not and will not be taking any long positions at this point. So let's see what happens in the next day or two, or in the start of the next trading week, since it is already Thursday, and you know, maybe we don't really see any large moves until the next Monday. But I guess we're gonna have to see what happens. So we do have somewhat of a trend line that's formed right here. If we break down below, we're probably moving bearish into these areas of support. But if we do find a strong break of this zone of resistance right here on any time frame, basically, you know, even on the 1-hour time frame, if we do break this area right here with a strong candle, right, preferably on the 4-hour, but in any case, if we do make a break, we're probably looking more bullish, and then I'll be starting to look at bullish opportunities. So you gotta not really try to predict what the market's doing. You gotta try to react to what the market gives you. And if the market gives us a strong 4-hour candle moving up, the bias is positive. So the bias is long. But if we see a strong 4-hour candle moving down, then the bias is gonna be downwards. So that's my view on Bitcoin right now. Ethereum is still sort of consolidating. It's still kind of ugly. It's between these two levels right here. We have a strong zone of resistance and a zone of support, and price kind of seems to be squeezing, and this sort of looks more like a bearish correction pattern than anything else. So both Bitcoin and Ethereum are right now coinciding with exactly what the US 500 is doing, which is creating a reversal pattern at this point. So I did have a bullish outlook because we did break a strong zone of resistance, but if you do move on to the lower time frames, or the 1-hour, for example, you can see a massive relative strength index divergence right here as the price, as you can see, the RSI is moving down, while at the same time the price is creating a higher high, which means that there's a divergence happening and we could be forming a correction pattern at this point. So what I'm going to look for is a potential head and shoulders to complete, you know, something along the lines of this. Then we're going to have a neckline that once broken out of, we can look for short opportunities on the US 500. Does that make sense so far? If it does, drop a quick like. Now, moving on, we have Ripple, right? We were talking about Ripple before, looking for a long opportunity on the 4-hour or daily time frame. And it is looking kind of good, but it's kind of sketchy still, right? We didn't see, as I said yesterday, we didn't see a perfect flag formation. So I'm still skeptical about this, and I still haven't taken a long position because price action is just not looking too convincing to me at this point. Now, if we do make a strong correction into this area right here, and then make another break, then I might be looking at more longs. But currently, I'm happy with my win that I took on silver, and I'm not gonna force any other trades out there. So for Ripple, my advice is just to wait and see what happens, you know, tomorrow, right? Let's be patient. Patience is very important in the trading game. Cardano still at a zone of support right here. If we break down below, we do probably have some space to move all the way down into the $0.13 level. And it does seem like price is you know, squeezing, right? Squeezing towards the downside, and this could mean two things, right? This could be portrayed as a falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern, right? A reversal pattern, but it also could just be squeezing into this zone of support, and you know, price can break out below and just continue moving down. So on the daily time frame, if we see a strong candle moving up, the bias is positive, but if we see a strong candle moving down, the bias is going to be completely negative. I hope that makes sense so far. Now, next up, we have Euro AUD. This was an opportunity that I was looking for on the 1 hour or something time frame. We didn't see what I wanted to see. Wait, let me remove this line. We didn't see what I wanted to see because I wanted to see a break of this high right here, right? So we did see a strong bullish candle, right? And then we see the next candle right here that made a wick down, but the only problem is it didn't break the previous candle's high. So it didn't break this level right here, and since it didn't break that level, I did not enter a long position, and obviously that saved me from, you know, taking a big potential loss. So no trade there. Euro CAD, I was looking for a potential long right here on this trend line. I did not take it because it wasn't clean enough, but currently we are seeing somewhat of an extension of this trend line or whatever. It's not too clean, but we are seeing a zone of support forming around here. So in the next, you know, few hours or few days, we may see some more movement towards the upside. So let's keep this one in the watch list and see what it's going to do. If we create somewhat of a nice impulse towards the upside and a retracement, it could be a nice trade to catch towards more upside. Euro NZD, nothing interesting here because we did, you know, instead of breaking towards the upside, we did make a break towards the downside and then made a retracement. So if anything, this one could be more bearish than bullish at this point. So I'm just gonna forget about it for now. Then we have AUD CAD, which also, let's say on the 4 hour time frame, we're looking for a break down below, but you know, we made another impulse up. So then I'm going to move on the daily time frame and wait for the daily candle to break this low. And as you can see, that still has not happened. So I still will not be taking any trade when it comes to this pair. AUD JPY still looking kind of bearish, but we still haven't seen a break of this correction pattern. So as soon as we see a candle breaking down below with strong momentum, I'm going to wait for the next 4 hour candle to make a wick up and then break the low of the previous candle to enter a potential short position. So that's my view on AUD Japanese yen. You can see the time frame and the pair right about here. It's on the 4 hour. If I switch it to the 1 hour, you'll see it says 1 hour, and you know, just so you can pay attention to that as well. And lastly, we have CAD CHF, which right now is looking like a very juicy opportunity, and let me tell you why. We have the 4 hour time frame, which did show us a nice double bottom, right? And we do have a zone of resistance right here, which once broken, will probably allow price to move all the way up into the 0.75 Canadian dollar mark. Now, we are also forming a nice correction pattern. So this is quite beautiful right here. And as you can see, it is it's perfect basically, right? Also, we have an RSI divergence on the higher time frames and a double bottom. And if we break this 50 period moving average, it's going to be so many confirmations for a long position. So this is a pair that I'm going to be taking care of and looking in detail. So what I'm going to wait for is a break of this correction pattern and potentially a retracement down here, and then a break of this high once again to enter a long position. And probably the ideal time frame for this move would be the 4 hour time frame. So let's pay attention to what this pair does. We're also creating a lower time frame double bottom, and honestly, this looks like the best position so far because we are able to take advantage of a massive risk to reward if it goes well. And obviously, this is a swing trade. It's not going to happen overnight, but it is all part of the strategy. So I'll keep you updated. Let's see what happens. And lastly, a little bit about Credit Suisse. The stock plunged quite horrendously because of a sharp spike in the cost of insuring its debt against bankruptcy. Basically, markets are pricing in an implied 23% chance that Credit Suisse will declare bankruptcy in the next 5 years, sparking comparisons, to the Lehman Brothers back in 2008. For those of you who don't know who the Lehman Brothers are, it is an investment banking company, and they are bankrupt right now since 2008 because they were over leveraged and a lot of other reasons. But is there cause to remain concerned? Well, if you guys want to know more about this, well, maybe drop a comment down below and I may make a full video about the Credit Suisse situation tomorrow. So thanks for watching another video. I think that's about it. I mean, it's kind of difficult to review this many pairs at once, but this is how I do it for my own strategy. And trust me, I'm just showing you the highlights basically because I have so many pairs right here that are not selected because they're not actually important at this point, because they're not showing me any significant opportunities. So I'm only focusing on the best possible ones and showing you where I believe we could see opportunities within the market. So thanks for watching. And lastly, I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own due diligence before investing into anything in the crypto, forex, or stock market world. And I will see you all in the next video.